This anger made me run from God and started practicing witchcraft. It helped me get what I wanted. I knew that God didn't want me to do those things, but I was so angry at God that I didn't want to listen to that voice.
Liberty Clark hadn't always pushed God away. As a child, she loved him. Her grandparents took her to church, and Liberty prayed often about her difficult life as a neglected Army brat.
At home, I felt rejected. I would always ask God to stop the fighting, stop the moving, stop the bickering between my mom and dad over us kids. I never got what I wanted when I prayed to God.
When Liberty was 12, her parents divorced. She blamed herself and started taking speed to cope. Soon, she was drinking and taking other drugs. At 17, she got pregnant. Unable to stay off drugs, she let her mom raise her son.
I was scared. I was lost. I felt God rejecting me. I felt my family rejecting me. I would get angry and get mad, and then I would start to drink to numb that anger and to numb the pain.
After high school, Liberty got off drugs. A few years later, she met the perfect man. They moved in together and later married. Then in 2004, both Liberty's dad and younger brother Joe died. Now 27, Liberty drowned her grief with alcohol.
I was so mad and so angry and so furious and so broken that I would question everything. If God was going to do this to me, why even try to love God?
It wasn't long before her perfect marriage fell apart. Desperate for stability and control, Liberty turned to witchcraft.
I felt like no matter what I asked for, I was going to get it. Because when I did a spell, I would get my outcome that I wanted.
Her sense of control didn't last. After 12 years in multiple covens, Liberty was completely disillusioned with witchcraft and wanted something better for her new daughter.
When I first held my daughter, the first thing I thought was, you will never do witchcraft. I wanted her to have real love. I wanted her to have a real life. I wanted her to feel complete and whole. And I knew witchcraft was not good.
Liberty's drinking was worse than ever. Her other brother, John, now a Christian, implored her to turn to God for help.
I don't need to pray, I'm gonna go drink. I don't need to talk to God, I'm gonna finish my bottle.
Liberty was miserable. Now 41, she had 3 kids by different men, multiple failed marriages, and had to stay drunk to function. Then on September 27, 2017, she woke up bruised and beaten. Rage took over, and Liberty was ready to kill the man she thought was responsible.
I had a cell phone in one hand and a knife in the other, and I heard as plain as day, call your brother, and I had him come and pick me up.
John helped Liberty through detox, and then he took her to Celebrate Recovery Rehab. There, she learned how God really felt about her.
I knew he loved me. No matter what I did, I knew he loved me.
Slowly, over the months, her heart softened towards God. Liberty remembers waking up one morning, feeling lost.
I told God that I was sorry. I told God that I knew what I was doing was wrong, that I needed to have him back in my life. And I said the sinner's prayer, and I had given everything to God. All my sorrow, all my pain, all my disappointment. And I knew God was going to give me my life back. I felt God come into my heart. I felt joy for the first time when I did that.
Liberty started attending a local church and reading her Bible. Every time she wanted a drink or drugs, she dove into her Bible.
Just being in the Word was my new addiction.
Today, Liberty is married and has a blended family of 6 kids. She uses her past to point people to the unconditional love of Jesus.
I am so in love with God. I am so overwhelmed with joy with him. He's given me a life now that I never thought I would ever have.